Heaven has its cost. Love isn't lying, it's loose in a lady who lingers, saying she is lost and choking on hello. They are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are four for each other.
There's a port on a western bay, and it serves 100 ships a day. Lonely sailors pass the time away and talk about their homes. And there's a girl in this harbor town, and she works laying whiskey down. They say, Brandy, fetch another round. She serves them whiskey and wine. The sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine yeah, your eyes could steal a sailor from the sea. Brandy wears a braided chain made of finest silver from the north of Spain. A locket that bears the name of a man that Brandy loved. He came on a summer's day, bringing gifts from far away, but he made it clear he couldn't stay. No harbor was his home. The sailor said, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine but my love of my lady is the sea. Yeah, Brandon used to watch his eyes when he told his sailor story. She could feel the ocean falling right. She saw its raging glory, but he had always told the truth. Lord, he was an honest man, and Brandy does her best to understand. At night, when the bars close down, Brandy walks through a silent town and loves a man who's not around. She still can hear him say, she hears him say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine but my life, my love of my lady is the sea. Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine but my life.
With the seasons changing, it might be time to change your vehicle's tires. If it is, Hankook has your tires taken care of with its Great Catch rebate promotion. Get up to a $60 rebate on some of Hankook's best-selling ultra-high performance, touring all season, and light truck tires. No matter what you're driving, Hankook has the right tire for you. Roxbury Tire Center on Franklin Street in Johnstown is your full-service auto shop, offering superior products paired with the best customer service. Tap now to find them online at roxburytire.com. Never halfway, Hankook Tire.
LA's fine, the sun shines most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm trees grow and rents are low, but you know, keep thinking about making my way back. Well, I'm New York City born and raised, but nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA is fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried. I am, said I, and I am lost, and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Did you ever read about a frog who dreamed of being a king and then became one? Well, except for the names and a few other changes, if you talk about me, the story's the same one. But I got an emptiness deep inside that I've tried, but it won't let me go. And I'm not a man who likes to swear, but I never cared for the sound of being alone. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried. I am, said I, and I am lost, and I can't even say why. I am myself. I am, I cried.
Gypsy wind is blowing warm tonight. The sky is starlit and the time is right. And still you're telling me you have to go. Before you leave, there's something you should know. Yeah, something you should know, babe. I've seen you smiling in the summer sun. I've seen your long hair flying when you run. I've made my mind up that it's meant to be. Someday, lady, you'll accompany me. Someday, lady, you'll accompany me out where the rivers meet the sounding sea. You're high above me now, you're wild and free. Oh, but someday, lady, you'll
child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. It said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day, so much like a man I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. We're gonna have a good time then.
Take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same. Mama don't understand it. She wants to know where I've been. I'd have to be some kind of natural born fool to wanna pass that way again. But you know I could feel it on a country road. Sail on home to Jesus, won't you, good girls and boys? I'm all in pieces, you can have your own choice. But I can hear a heavenly band full of angels, and they're coming to set me free. I don't know nothing about the wild wind, but I can tell you that it's bound to be, because I could feel it, child, yeah, on a country
my feet know where they want me to go. Walking on a country road, yeah. Take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same child. Mama don't understand it. She wants to know where I've been. I have to be some kind of natural born fool. I wanna pass that way again, but I could feel it low. On a country road. Walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down a country road. La 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 la. Country road, oh yeah, walking on a country road. Country road.
So far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. Doesn't help to know you're just time away. Long ago I reached for you and there you stood. Holding you again could only do me good. How I wish I could, but you're so far away. One more song about moving along the highway. Can't say much of anything that's new. If I could only work this life out my way, I'd rather spend it being close to you. But you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. Doesn't help to know you're so far away. Yeah, you're so far away. Traveling around sure gets me down and lonely. Nothing else to do but close my mind. I sure hope the road don't come to own me. There's so many dreams I've yet to find. But you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. And it doesn't help to know you're so far away. Yeah, you're so far away. Hey, you're so far
Seresto, Seresto, Seresto. Whatever your dog brings home to you, it should...
We get it almost every night. And when that moon gets so big and bright, it's supernatural delight. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose, they keep things alive. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our fun and we never fight. You can't dance and stay uptight. It's supernatural delight. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose, they keep things alive. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight.
program? Staying with the program, Bailey? Bill Bailey? Chicago. Six. Plenty of time to put this music away when Jim's up there plenty. Oh yeah. What's he saying? He should have plenty of time to put this music away. Very fast. Very fast. In four. Very fast in four. One, two, one, two, three.
You're gonna do it from down there.
You got, like, what should I do? Do you want, like, a signal or, like... I'm just gonna be sitting right here.
Oh,
so
okay.
Should
You just
I just tell you?
Just say play now.
or tell me.
Okay. She said that she'll just talk.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
What's next?
We'll wait for her.
I hereby call these proceedings to order. Will the audience please stand and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem led by Ms. Erin White. Please be seated.
Hello, class of 2019. That's all you got? Congratulations. At this time, I just want to say a brief welcome to the parents and the families, the faculty, the staff of the university, everyone who's made this day possible. Let us give him a shout out and thank you. At this time, it is with great pleasure that I'd like to introduce Mr. Sam Miller, past president of the Student Government Association. Sam served the student body with a strong commitment and dedicated service, and we are honored to have him kick off today's ceremony. President Miller.
It is such an honor to be speaking in front of you all here today. Honestly, when I was writing this, all I could really think, my initial thoughts to say was, we did it, like we're here. And I think that deserves first a round of applause. So we're here, guys. So after today, we are officially graduates from the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown. What that means is that we have joined the ranks of college-educated Americans. We recognize the dangers of freezing eyeballs. And we all know the heartbreaking feeling of running out of tuck points. It's crazy, though, honestly. It feels to me like we were just freshmen a few days ago, and now here we are, a million free T-shirts later, graduating. So as I'm sure you're all aware, we are graduating into an extremely interesting world, to say the least. Social media comment sections are war zones. The basic health of the planet is an increasing concern, and microwave popcorn buttons are still miniature arsonists. But honestly, I just don't want to think about the future for 2 seconds. This whole week, this whole ceremony, everything we've done for a while has been about the future, and I think we deserve to take a moment, step back, and think about these past 4 years. And I mean, no, it's really hard because here we are sitting here in a ceremony about the future, but while I still have a captive audience, let's take that time. So we all embarked on this journey at UPJ together, and this is where we've all watched each other grow. It's at UPJ where we've made our best friends, we've had our best laughs, we've been at our best, and we've been at our worst. We've all been trampled hunting for eggs and have gone on an early spring hike only to have it snow the next day. So, while it's always important to move forward into the future, I ask that as you walk up on stage today, just think to yourself about everything you've done to get here and all the amazing people you've met along the way. Thank you and congratulations.
At this time, it is our custom to recognize the service of the SGA president with a certificate of appreciation, whereas Sam Miller of York, Pennsylvania, began his academic career at Pitt-Johnstown in fall 2015 as a political science major, whereas Sam Miller served as resident assistant since his sophomore year and ultimately became head resident assistant, whereas he served as a tour guide for the admissions office, an ambassador of the institution to prospective students, and yes, as a mascot. I'm not supposed to say that. He was PJ the mascot, the mountain cat. Whereas Sam Miller joined the Student Government Association in his freshman year as a senator, was a parliamentarian, e-board representative, chair of allocations in his junior year, and was elected by his peers to serve as president of the Student Government Association for 2018-19. Whereas Sam provided valuable advice and insightful counsel to the president and administration of the university, serving the student, representing the students' needs and interests and advocating for them, particularly during snow days. Whereas President Miller has been actively involved on campus, has participated in theater, been active in community service, and has focused most of his work on the student experience. Now, therefore, be it resolved, on this 27th day of April 2019, the University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown officially recognizes and expresses profound gratitude in appreciation of Sam's contribution to the university community and wishes him great success as he continues his personal and professional career. Mr. President, congratulations. Thank you. Our keynote speaker for today is a internationally recognized New York Times best-selling author and science writer. His top 10 New York Times bestseller, The Sports Gene, has been translated into 21 languages. In his latest book, Mr. Epstein, the title of Mr. Epstein's latest book, Range, Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World, he examines the top performers across multiple industries, the top performers among professional artists, scientists, entrepreneurs, athletes, and Nobel laureates. And he has distilled some insights that he would share with you as a lesson, a final lesson for the road. His 2014 TED Talk was one of the most viewed TED Talks of all time. So over 7 million viewers have clicked to see the TED Talk he gave. And he'll be giving you some version of that, so see how privileged we are that 7 million of our fellow citizens visited to watch on the internet. We have Mr. Epstein today. Bill Gates touted him as one of the leading voices of and writers of our time. His books have been optioned for movies, so someday you would see a movie that was made, produced on the basis of one of his books. He's appeared in numerous national and international publications. He's co-authored many investigative pieces for Sports Illustrated. He has master's degrees in environmental science and journalism from Columbia University in New York. And he was twice an NCAA All-East 800-meter runner. Please join me in giving a warm and raucous Pitt-Johnstown welcome to our keynote speaker, Mr. David Epstein.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction. I assure you I sound much cooler on paper. But congratulations to the class of 2019. You're just a wonderfully attractive group of people, / mountain cats. And thanks to you for having me, and thanks to your families. And today, I want to talk about the future, of course, and share a few tips I've gleaned about how to tackle the big unknowns that face you, based on lessons I've absorbed talking to hundreds of researchers and people who excel and feel fulfilled in their fields, from CEOs and scientists to artists. But before that, I want to talk about the past. Specifically, a particularly interesting finding from psychological research about a misperception that has afflicted you for years and that will continue to afflict you for the rest of your life. I want you to start by asking yourself if you have changed since you first set foot on this campus. Raise your hand if you've changed since you first set foot on this campus. How about since you first started any kind of school? Do you like to wear the same kind of clothes? Do you listen to the same kind of music? What about your hobbies and the kind of people you like to spend time with? Do you have any new interests? Are you as much of an introvert or an extrovert? Do you have the same dreams, goals, and values? If you're like most people, the answer is that you have changed a lot. And the psychological research says that you're right about that. You have changed. But now here comes the hard part. Ask yourself, as you look ahead to 4, 5, 10, 20 years into the future, how much do you think you'll have changed then from where you are now? And here, if you're like most people, no matter how old you are, your answer will be not that much. Not nearly as much as you changed before, anyway. For those of you in cap and gown, here you are at your college graduation, you're officially an educated adult, and this is you, the final draft, settled in your personality traits, your preferences, and values. And this is where you're probably wrong. Psychologists call it the end of history illusion, the illusion that people have about how much they will change in the future. It turns out that everyone recognizes they've changed a lot in the past, but believes they won't change as much in the future. Except it turns out that we do change. And we change at every single stage of development, even though at every stage we find it impossible to imagine the transformations to come. We are works in progress, constantly claiming to be finished. We are each like a figure being carved from a marble block, always insisting that we are done, when in fact the final masterpiece is yet to come. If you don't believe it, after this ceremony, how about you give your parents a hug, and then ask to see pictures of them when they were your age, and note the clothes and hairstyles they're wearing and decide whether they have changed. For the statistically minded among you, psychologists have measured the correlation of a particular personality trait of an individual between their teen years and middle age, and it typically falls between about 0.2 and 0.3, so small to moderate. And the period of most rapid personality change begins around 18 and extends through the late 20s. So you are merely at the start of a period of rapid transformation. 30 years from now, there will be traces of the current you in the then you that will still be distinctly recognizable, but you will be a very different person. But again, thanks to the end of history illusion, that's very hard for us to believe. This interesting bias of human psychology leads to some really funny results. For example, in a study where people asked how much they would pay for tickets to see their current favorite band, but 10 years into the future, the average response was $129. But asked how much they would pay today to see their favorite band from 10 years ago, the average response was only $80. Personal change is just one kind of transformation that is easy to underestimate. After all, over time, it's not just people, but our world that changes. Take a look at me. If I do a really good job shaving in the morning, I could probably fit in with a freshman class. It's not that funny. It's actually going to be a little awkward if something doesn't start changing soon. But I'm quite a bit older than many of you. In fact, I started college not long after a lot of you were born. To me, it doesn't seem like all that long ago, but a tremendous amount has changed. When I arrived at college, I was given a Facebook, and it was a physical thing where I had to turn the pages. Twitter was just a noise that birds made. Nobody had ever kept up with a Kardashian. When I started college, Michael Jordan wasn't just a crying meme on the internet, he was actually a professional basketball player. My laptop had 4 gigs of memory. Today I'm a new parent and I have 9 gigs of baby photos just on my phone. I went to college in New York City, and when I started, the Twin Towers rose like pillars into the sky from lower Manhattan, and by the time I graduated, they were gone. A lot has changed, and I'm not really all that old. I definitely underestimated the degree to which I would change and to which the world around me would change. But absolutely dramatic change is humanity's constant. My great-grandmother was born into a world where visitors arrived at her home on horseback. If it was a long journey, they went around back of the house to look for the outhouse. Her home was lit by candles and lamps that used whale oil. 80 years later, when she passed away, she lived in an apartment with a phone, electric lights, a refrigerator, a bathroom indoors, and she had a car with the power of about 25 horses. So the important question becomes, knowing that you cannot understand how much you will change, nor how much your world will change, how do you prepare to be the future you, a person who you do not yet know in a world you cannot yet conceive? And that is what I want to talk about today. To be even more specific, how do we prepare for a world in which digital technology alters everything from our social interactions and how we keep in touch with family to the nature of any industry we might ever work in? Not to mention our attention span for commencement speeches, perhaps unfortunately for me. To help you think about the big question, I want to share 5 tips. Tip number 1, never forget that as humans, we are built to adapt quickly within our own lifetime, not just across lifetimes like other species. Among all animals, that is a unique advantage, and we've been developing it for a long time. Consider this quote about a brand new disruptive technology. It will cause forgetfulness in the learner's souls because they will not use their memories. They will be hearers of many things and will have learned nothing. They will appear to be omniscient and will generally know nothing. They will be tiresome company, having the show of wisdom without the reality. This sounds like just another one of the endless string of lamentations about young people using social media, doesn't it? In fact, this speaker is Socrates. He said that in the 5th century BC, and the new technology he is bemoaning is writing. Continual technological change is perhaps the single most distinguishing trait of humans from all other organisms on the planet. A surprising number of other species use tools, but no other species has to be constantly concerned about becoming redundant because of its own technological progress. And no other species has so consistently managed to improve upon and even outwit its own tools. So let's talk about chess. In 1997, an IBM computer known as Deep Blue defeated Grandmaster Garry Kasparov in chess. Kasparov was the greatest player in the history of chess, an activity which had long been considered the embodiment of human intellect. When we intend to compliment someone on their master strategizing, we use the analogy he or she is playing chess. When Kasparov lost to a computer, it symbolized the redundancy of the human brain. Newsweek, which at the time was one of the largest magazines in the world, again, things change, ran on its cover the title, "The Brain's Last Stand." Sure, machines and computers had taken over rote tasks from humans before, but now a computer had bested the best human in a purely cognitive task. What more could humans have to add, the article asked. But Kasparov himself had a different experience. True, he lost, but he recognized something unusual in the way the computer played. Deep Blue was far better than he was at tactics. Tactics are the short-term combinations of moves that give an immediate advantage. Tactics are based on pattern recognition. Humans like Kasparov have to spend years studying chess patterns to be able to become proficient at tactics. And even still, they're no match for a computer's ability to calculate tactics. But the computer was less adept at strategy, which is bigger picture planning, how to manage the many little battles in order to win the war. Deep Blue was so superior to Kasparov at tactics that it beat him, but the fact that it was not as good at strategy led Kasparov to recognize Deep Blue as an example of what's called Moravic's paradox. Essentially, it says that humans and machines often have opposite strengths and weaknesses. Before I tell you what Kasparov did with this knowledge, let me give you an example of Moravic's paradox. There are all sorts of things at which humans, even children, have a very easy time with that are very difficult for computers. As anyone who's ever searched cat pictures on the internet when they should be finishing a paper knows, I'm sure none of you have ever done that, algorithms are good at finding many pictures of objects or animals, but a recent study showed that sophisticated artificial intelligence known as a neural network can be stifled by unusual images that pose no problem at all for humans. It happens when familiar objects appear in less familiar situations. For example, AI was able to easily identify a fire truck before it started moving. But when researchers used digital manipulation to make it look like the fire truck was flipping and crashing, the AI got confused. In one image, the fire truck was shown in the air, beginning to flip, and the AI identified that as a school bus. Why a school bus? I don't know. Maybe it has something to say about how AI thinks about school bus drivers. In another image, the researchers had the fire truck flipped on its side. This one the AI identified as a fire boat. Okay? In the final picture, the upside-down fire truck in the road is viewed head-on, and the AI identifies it as a bobsled. Similarly, when pictured lying across a snowy road, AI identified it as a snowplow. This is Moravic's paradox in action. What machines are good at, they're great at, much better than humans. But where humans excel, machines often fail, such as in assessing the unusual. Machines aren't good at that because they're not good at taking their knowledge and applying it to unfamiliar situations, but humans are. So back to Kasparov and chess. Today, the free chess app on your phone can beat Kasparov. But this issue of machines and humans often having opposite strengths and weaknesses gave Kasparov an idea. What if, he wondered, someone held a chess tournament where humans could partner with computers and use them however they wanted? That led to a tournament of what came to be called freestyle chess. Among the competitors were supercomputers playing on their own, human grandmasters playing on their own, as well as anyone else who wanted to enter playing with or without computers. Remarkably, the winners of this tournament were a pair of amateur chess players with 3 normal laptops. They defeated the best chess computers, they defeated the best chess humans, and they defeated the best chess humans playing with the best computers. Those winners knew something about chess, but they were just amateurs, and they knew something about chess programs, but they weren't programmers. What Kasparov determined was that they were the best able to coach the computers, to tell them what scenarios to examine, and to take in the information they gave back and make judgments about what to do. Those human-computer chess partnerships came to be known as centaurs, and they went on to play the highest level of chess ever seen. Computers handled what they were best at, calculating the tactics, and humans handled their own strength, big-picture strategy. Rather than replacing the brain, the computers freed the brain to do what it does best, without having to spend years studying patterns. That door is helping me keep a rhythm, actually. It's like a metronome. So Newsweek never updated its cover story, but the truth was, just as Socrates would have seen about the menacing tool called writing, which, by the way, allowed his teachings to reach us, computers did not spell the brain's last stand. This leads me to a tip for preparing to be a person we don't yet know in a world we can't yet imagine. Tip number 2, to adapt, don't play chess, play freestyle chess. It turns out that opportunities to do this abound. We just have to learn how to use our tools cleverly. Consider ATM machines. A few years ago, CBS ran a program called March of the Machines about how the job of bank teller was being overtaken by ATMs. For the young graduates here, a bank teller referred to the actual person you used to have to give money to deposit or withdraw money at the bank. The new machines were going to take away banking jobs from all the humans. But CBS's story, the bank teller's last stand, to put it in Newsweek language, was not correct. The technologies that were prophesied to eliminate the job of bank teller did nothing of the sort. In 1970, there were 0 ATM machines in America and nearly 300,000 bank tellers. 20 years later, in 1990, there were about 100,000 ATM machines and more than 500,000 bank tellers. Another 20 years later, in 2010, there were 400,000 ATM machines and nearly 600,000 bank tellers. More ATMs led to more bank tellers. How's this possible? Well, it turns out the job didn't have to be chess, with simple rules, a boundless store of data, and repetitive patterns that would play to a computer's strengths. It could be freestyle chess, a challenge built for humans who know how to work alongside a machine. Rather than eliminating tellers, ATMs took over the most boring rote repetition parts of the job. Rather, it did indeed mean that each branch needed fewer tellers, but in turn it meant that each branch office could be operated more cheaply, which in turn meant that banks opened more offices, which in turn meant that the total number of tellers grew. And not only did it grow, but it turned out that the job of bank teller could get a lot more interesting. The job changed from one of tactics to one more concerned with strategy. Rather than just handing cash over for deposits and withdrawals, bank tellers had to become much more flexible. They had to have skills in marketing and customer service. They had to be able to understand and explain a much broader range of products and services to help a customer figure out their needs. They had to see a bigger picture strategy, and if they could do that, they could have a job. They had to spend more time focused on the human aspects of the job, where humans are uniquely capable. Perhaps you don't consider bank tellers to be a particularly skilled job. I would argue with you about that, but only I have a microphone, so I don't have to. So let's talk about lawyers and paralegals. Few professions have been as impacted by machines as the legal profession. In a lawsuit, one of the most costly parts of the process in both time and money is called discovery. That's the period where lawyers have to search through documents to find what's relevant. And if the lawsuit involves a company, that is an immense task. It can take millions of dollars in legal fees in a large case just for discovery. In recent years, computers have been taking it over, and they've been far better at it. Since discovery is such a huge part of legal work, it stands to reason that this would eliminate the jobs of a lot of lawyers and paralegals. That will certainly be true if legal work is like chess. But it isn't like chess. It's like freestyle chess. Computer discovery freed lawyers to work on bigger picture parts of their job, and now we have many more lawyers. As someone from a family of lawyers, I'm not sure that's necessarily a good thing, but the impact on employment has been unequivocal. So with completely insincere apologies to my family, maybe we don't need more lawyers. But who would argue that more nurses isn't a good thing? Raise your hand if you studied nursing here. Congratulations. Are you clapping for the nursing students or the door pause? I'll make one door joke per tip. Not so long ago, there was an expectation that computerized medicine would eliminate the job of a lot of nurses. And in particular, the first wave of eliminations was supposed to be licensed practical nurses. But as the scholar James Besson has observed, over the last 3 decades, employment for licensed practical nurses rose 37%, and their real hourly wages increased 24%. Why is that? Rather than replacing nurses, advances in electronics, lasers, and robotics allow patients to have minimally invasive procedures at short-stay clinics, which have exploded, as have surgical centers that aren't inside hospitals and don't require long stays, as have various types of walk-in clinics. And they have hired a lot of nurses who improve the patient experience and help patients navigate a complex medical system, help them think about their options for treatment, and help them recover more rapidly. Computerized medicine has made nurses' skill for working with the whole patient more desirable, not less. I glanced at the Pitt-Johnstown curriculum for nursing, and I was heartened but not surprised to see that in addition to staples like anatomy and physiology, it included classes in sociology, anthropology, ethics, and public speaking. It turns out that nursing isn't like chess. It involves human behavior. It's not constrained by a square board and artificial rules and a small number of interactions. And while there may be regularities, it isn't a system of discrete repeating patterns that will simply recur over time. Nursing uses technology but is not supplanted by it. Rather, it is strengthened. And this has shown up in nursing wages, because nursing is not chess, nursing is freestyle chess. The fact is, jobs that use computers more have had more, not less growth than other jobs since the knowledge economy kicked into high gear. I hope you find this heartening, but I understand it also brings a new kind of intimidation, because we may be better at freestyle chess than computers, but playing it is in many ways more difficult than playing regular chess. It requires both lifelong learning and a broader mix of social and technical skills, and it requires thinking hard about developing workers and workplaces to maximize the human capacity for strategy. Even with growth, it can be devastatingly disruptive. So how do we prepare for this challenging work? And that brings me to tip number 3. Because you will change, you need to be a scientist of yourself. Remain attuned to your strengths, weaknesses, interests, opportunities, and lessons. What you want to do ultimately is find the very best future for you, and no one else is quite like you. Because everyone is different, for optimal development, everyone would ideally have a different environment. And nobody is going to make that optimal environment for you. It's up to you. Your task will be to learn about yourself so that you can tailor your environment to your strengths and interests. One way to do that is to reflect. Whatever you do, whether it's work or class or a hobby or a friendship, take time to reflect. I keep what I call a book of experiments for this. In this cultural moment of instant feedback, reflexive commenting, and life hacks that strive to make everything efficient and every moment a multitask, reflection time is in short supply. And yet psychologists who study the very best learners, so-called self-regulatory learners, find that one of their main characteristics is that they reflect on what they have done after they do something. And this is how they come to know themselves and understand their own strengths and weaknesses better than their peers. And of course, you don't have to do this. It might feel like a waste of time. After all, Instagram is just a click away, waiting to show you in myriad millions of ways who others think you should be. But their path is not your path. So I implore you, while you may look to them for inspiration, otherwise ignore them. There is danger in striving for that supposed picture perfection. Those algorithms that claim to personalize to you are in fact feeding you averages, compiled from many other people they think are basically just like you. And there's danger in those averages. Let me give you an analogy. In the late 1940s, fighter jets were proliferating in the armed forces, and along with them so were non-combat crashes. On one February weekend in 1950 alone, the Air Force suffered 25 accidents. That's almost as many as door clicks. Okay, so I just got the one out of the way for tip number 3. 25 accidents, one weekend. Air Force officials had first blamed pilot error. Then they began to wonder about the new and improved cockpits they'd commissioned, which were designed based on the average measurements of pilots. But maybe they'd gotten something wrong. They couldn't figure out what else to try, so they tasked a young lieutenant named Gilbert S. Daniels with studying pilot measurements. Daniels took body measurements of 4,063 pilots, and what he saw was that not a single one, not one, was anywhere close to fitting the average profile on all 10 of the measurement dimensions. The average pilot, it turned out, was an artifact of calculating away individual uniqueness. When Lieutenant Daniels considered just 3 dimensions, height, arm length, and leg length, only 3.5% of pilots were in the average range for all 3, and the average range was the middle 30 percentiles. It turned out that in designing a cockpit to fit the average pilot, the Air Force had in fact designed a cockpit that fit no one. Fortunately, senior officers embraced the findings and commissioned cockpits that could be adjusted to suit the needs of individual pilots. Just like with cockpits, there's no one-size-fits-all average path forward or standard Instagrammable basket of desires that will make you feel fulfilled. Take it upon yourself to learn what makes you feel fulfilled. Do not outsource that task to the internet. Adjust the environment around you like an adjustable cockpit, little by little, until you find a good fit. Whether it's by keeping a journal or simply taking a moment to reflect constantly, don't outsource your reflection, and don't unthinkingly and robotically fill your time thumbing through your phone. You generally won't miss anything important on your phone except for the life right in front of you. Tip number 4, the penultimate tip. To play freestyle chess, build a broad base for strategy. I like to call this the Roger versus Tiger problem, and I'll explain why. I have a second book coming out, and it's about the advantages that accrue to people who have broad interests and skills while everyone around them is rushing to specialize and be as narrow as possible. And I got interested in this topic when I was still a sports reporter. I was invited to have a debate at MIT with the writer Malcolm Gladwell, famed for the 10,000-hour rule, about the best path for athletic development. And since he's very clever and I didn't want to get embarrassed, I did my homework. That tip's for free, by the way. I knew he was going to argue for the importance of a head start in whatever sport it is that an athlete wants to play. He was going to argue for the so-called Tiger Woods path. Pick an endeavor as early as possible and focus as narrowly as possible. So in preparation, I gathered all the highest quality studies I could find that actually tracked athlete progression and saw that in fact the Tiger path was the very rare exception. The typical path was that athletes who go on to become elite have what sports scientists call a sampling period, where they play a wide variety of sports, gain a broad array of general skills, learn about their interests and abilities, and systematically delay specialization until later than their peers, like Roger Federer. Federer played a ton of sports as a kid. His mother actually forced him to continue playing badminton, basketball, and soccer long after his peers. And when he got good enough to get bumped up to playing with older kids, he declined because his favorite part of practice was talking with his friends afterward about WWE. He didn't have grand notions of tennis fame, nor did his parents. When he finally got good enough to be interviewed by a local paper, the reporter asked him what he might buy with his theoretical first tennis paycheck, and the young Roger responded a Mercedes, and his mother was appalled to see that. She asked the reporter if she could listen to the interview tape, and the reporter obliged, and it turned out there had been a mistake. Roger said Mercedes in Swiss German. He merely wanted more CDs. Turns out the athletes who play multiple sports early end up better able to learn any sport skills in the future, sort of like people who are bilingual and are better able to pick up a third language without being formally taught. The Roger path, it turns out, is a more typical route to success than the Tiger path. And no offense to golf as an activity, it's a wonderful sport, but in some ways it's a horrible model of many of the things that humans want to learn. It's non-dynamic, it doesn't involve teammates, and it's a kind learning environment, which means that it provides feedback that is both immediate and completely accurate. Maybe early specialization works in golf, scientific jury's still out, but I can believe it does. But it generally doesn't in more dynamic sports, and certainly doesn't in more cognitively complex, open-ended endeavors in the world. It might work in chess, but it fails in freestyle chess, where the broad mix of skills that produce champions has little to do with the more specialized skills needed for traditional chess. I also learned that a similar pattern holds in domains from technological innovation to the creation of comic books. The top performers are those who have a broad array of skills. In analysis of millions of tech patents, breakthroughs came not necessarily from inventors who had the most patents, but from those who had worked across a large number of different patent classes or different technologies. In a study of 30 years of comic books, the creators who made breakthrough contributions were not those with the most experience, or even those who worked at the publishers with the most resources, but those creators who had worked in many different genres, from fantasy and comedy to nonfiction, crime, and adventure. When LinkedIn studied the career path of 500,000 members, it found that one of the primary predictors of who would become an executive was who had worked across many different job functions in their industry. Maybe this is because in order to be an executive, they needed a well-rounded understanding of their industry, so they tend to take a Roger path more than a Tiger path. I missed it for a moment. I almost got off track because I didn't hear it. Joke number 4. I think that will only become more and more true as every industry becomes freestyle chess, where we have to keep our eye on big picture strategy and understanding how all the functions work together rather than just a narrow specialized tactics, even though that may seem like the way to go in the short term. This is one of the reasons I've been delighted to peruse the curriculum of various majors at Pitt-Johnstown and see a diverse mix of classes, even within a given domain, not to mention incredible mix of opportunities for real-world and project experiences and classroom instruction. You're off to a great start. Your challenge is to keep it going as you enter the world, to find ways to keep your skills broad, to add tools to your toolbox, even as it seems like you should become more narrow and specialized. As with everyone from bank tellers to lawyers and nurses, at some point in your working life, technology will change the mix of skills that is most beneficial for the work that you do. So while you have this great foundation, don't settle for where you are now, because if you can keep cultivating what you've started, you'll be ready for freestyle chess when everyone around you keeps playing traditional chess. And this brings me to my final tip, number 5. Ignore the typical commencement speech advice that goes something like this. Follow your dreams and don't ever give up. This advice either says or implies that you should picture where you want to be in 20 years, ask what you should do now to get there, and commit to that course of action. Never mind that. Don't worry about long-term planning for some fixed goal. The traditional message implies that you should stick to a plan you made early, even though you don't yet know the future you or the future of your domain. As investor Paul Graham has noted, computer scientists have a term for this kind of approach: premature optimization. Instead of sticking to a fixed long-term plan, you want to make lots of short-term plans. Don't look around and worry about what other people have that you don't or how far ahead they seem to be. Instead, look at the options in front of you. Think about the skills you want to learn and the interests or jobs you want to explore. And choose what seems like it will be useful and teach you something right now. And don't be afraid to say a year from now I might change. And I'll share one final story that demonstrates what I mean. And this one happens to be more personal for me because it has to do with someone I personally consider a role model for me. Her name is Frances Hesselbein. She was born in 1915 in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. When she was a girl, she dreamed of a bookish life, of growing up to be a playwright. So after she graduated from high school, she enrolled in the University of Pittsburgh's new junior college in Johnstown, then known as Junior Pitt. She loved experimenting with classes, but during her first year, her father fell ill. He'd contracted malaria while serving in the Army in Panama and had been sick on and off ever since. So partway into her first year at Junior Pitt, she found herself in the hospital, a 17-year-old stroking her father's cheek as he passed away. She kissed him on the forehead and promised to take care of her siblings, decided to finish the semester because she loved her classes, and then dropped out to work as an assistant to an executive at the Penn Traffic Company department store, the only job she ever applied for. Pretty soon she got married and had a son just in time for her husband, John, to report to the Navy during World War II. John served as a combat aircrew photographer, and upon his return set up a studio doing everything from high school portraits to documentary films. Frances had a job that she simply called helping John. Whatever was needed, she learned. When one customer wanted a photo of a dog to look like a painting, she bought oil paints and colored in the photo, and voila, a dog photo oil painting. When Frances was 34, a prominent woman in the community stopped by her home and asked her to lead Girl Scout Troop 17 as a volunteer. The previous leader had left to become a missionary in India, and other neighbors had already turned down the request, as did Frances, 3 times. She said that she only had a little boy and knew nothing about girls or scouting until the woman told her that the group of 30 10-year-olds from modest families who met in a church basement would simply have to be disbanded. Frances agreed to stand in for 6 weeks only until a real leader was found. In preparation, she read up on the Girl Scouts. She learned that the organization was founded 8 years before women could vote in the United States, and that the founder had reminded girls that they could be, and I quote, a doctor, a lawyer, an aviatrix, or a hot air balloonist. Frances thought back to 2nd grade when she'd announced in class that she had wanted to be a pilot, and her classmates laughed at her. So she showed up in the church basement to start her 6 weeks, and she fell in love with the girls and the challenge and stayed with Troop 17 for 8 years, until they graduated high school. And it would be a nice story if it ended there, but it didn't. She kept accepting requests to volunteer with Girl Scouts, and for each new opportunity, she kept saying, okay, for a few weeks, and then find something permanent. But in each case, she kept staying. She kept bouncing from one short-term plan to another. Eventually, she was asked to chair the local United Way campaign at a time when that role was as foreign for a woman as hot air balloonist had once been. She somehow managed to get the local United Steelworkers of America to back her at the same time as Bethlehem Steel. And that year, Johnstown, Pennsylvania had the highest per capita giving of any United Way campaign in the entire country. Of course, like everything, Frances had considered it a temporary role, a short-term plan, so she handed it off the following year. In 1970, a trio of Johnstown business leaders who supported the Girl Scouts invited Frances to lunch. They told her they'd chosen a new executive director of the local Girl Scout Council. The previous one had left, and the council was in serious financial trouble. How wonderful, Frances said. Who is it? You, they replied. Oh no, she said, I would never take a professional job. I'm a volunteer. One of the men was on the United Way board, and he said that if Hesselbein did not take the job and straighten out the finances, the Girl Scouts would lose the United Way partnership. So as was her way, she agreed to fill in for 6 months only, and then step aside for an experienced professional. She devoured management books, and a month in realized that the work fit her more than anything that had come before. She stayed for 4 years. But even as her work was going well, the backdrop was dire. In the late 1960s and early 70s, society changed dramatically. The Girl Scouts did not. Girls were preparing for college and careers in unprecedented numbers, and they needed information on thorny topics like sex and drugs. The national organization was in existential crisis. Membership fell off a cliff, and the CEO position went unoccupied for a year. In 1976, the search committee invited Frances Hesselbein to New York City for an interview. Previous Girl Scout CEOs had staggering leadership credentials. Captain Dorothy Stratton had been a psychology researcher, university dean, founding director of the U.S. Women's Coast Guard Reserve, and the first personnel director at the International Monetary Fund. The most recent chief executive was Dr. Cecily Kanan Selby, who at age 16 entered Harvard's Partner University for Women and later used her physical biology PhD from MIT to apply wartime technology to the study of cells. Frances Hesselbein, meanwhile, had a semester of junior college and was a local Girl Scout leader, one of 355 around the country. She planned to spend her life in Pennsylvania, so as she had at first, with every opportunity, she turned the interview down. But her husband John accepted and said she could decline the job, but that he would drive her to New York City so she could do it in person. Fine, she said. She wasn't interested, so she felt no pressure when the committee asked her what she would do as the theoretical CEO of the Girl Scouts. She described the total transformation of an organization steeped in tradition. Activities reworked to stay relevant, heavy on math, science, and technology. the hierarchical leadership structure dismantled in favor of what she called circular management, where all staff had multiple contacts to advance ideas to the executives, and a newly diverse leadership team and approach, so when girls of all life backgrounds looked at Girl Scouts, they would see themselves. And so it was that Frances Hesselbein arrived in New York City on July 4th, 1976, as the CEO of the world's largest organization for girls and women. She remained CEO for 13 years. Under her leadership, Girl Scouts added 250,000 members and more than 130,000 new volunteers. That's 130,000 people that she paid in a sense of mission, not in money. Under her watch, the cookie business grew to $250 million a year. When she retired in 1990, the revered management expert Peter Drucker called her the best CEO in America. She had purchased a home back in Pennsylvania, where she still comes, and was finally going to spend some quiet time writing a book. Except the day after she retired, the Mutual of America Insurance Company, she was on the board at this point, asked her to come see her new office. "What are you talking about?" she said. Well, they noticed that she had short-term planned her way through her entire career. So they figured they could just give her an office on Fifth Avenue with no job, and she'd figure out what to do. So much for book writing back home. Today, she is both the only non-West Point alum to have had an endowed chair for leadership at the U.S. Military Academy, and she runs the Frances Hesselbein Leadership Institute out of that office at Mutual America, to which she reports every weekday at the age of 103. So the first time I interviewed her, you have to get there on time because she says in Johnstown 5:30 means 5:30. I asked her what prepared her for leadership, and she waved a hand like this and said, "Oh, don't ask me what my training was. I did not intend to become a leader. I just learned by doing what was needed at the time." So I want to leave you with that wisdom from Frances Hesselbein. Psychological research shows that you can't know how much you will change. And we know that we can't predict how much our world will change. Thus, it's no use worrying too much about ironclad long-term plans. Instead, like Frances Hesselbein, take what you've learned in Johnstown and simply do what is needed at the time. If you've accepted that adaptation is our human advantage, if you can repeatedly find ways to learn and adapt and to study yourself along the way and know your strengths and weaknesses better than your peers, then you, like Frances, can go farther than you ever imagined. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
What an inspiring and insightful last talk that would give you valuable, wonderful lessons for the road. It is now my pleasure to present a recognition that we give as a university to persons who are deserving for their exemplary contributions towards making our world a better place, and people who have been leaders in their fields, whose life's work constitutes a service to humanity. As he shared with you insights today, to be like Frances Hesselbein, an alum of the University of Pittsburgh, a native of Johnstown. Think about that you'd roll and change with the times and adapt. That's what he's been doing with his writings, helping people understand themselves better, their potential, and helping people achieve their potential. So today we recognize with the President's Medal of Distinction, Mr. David Epstein, for his valuable contributions towards making our world a better place. Once again, please join me in recognizing and thanking Mr. Epstein for his wonderful contributions. At this time, I want to recognize our esteemed faculty who have played such a central role in preparing students not just for the world of today, but for the world of tomorrow, because the skills that they have distilled and instilled in you, the dispositions and the knowledge, will continue to shape your life and help you adapt to a more complex world. For these efforts, for their scholarship, their teaching excellence, their commitment to service to the university and our community, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, students, let us recognize the faculty of the university. And students, please stand. Thank you. Thank you. You may sit, please. At this time, Dr. Janet Grady, the Vice President for Academic Affairs, will present the candidates for degrees. Dr. Grady.
As your particular degree is announced, will the candidates for degrees please stand and remain standing? First, Division of Business and Enterprise. Bachelor of Arts in Business. Bachelor of Arts in Economics. Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Bachelor of Science in Finance. Bachelor of Science in Information Systems, Bachelor of Science in Management, Bachelor of Science in Marketing. There we go. President Spector, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their division for the degree as announced. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Sciences.
Acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pittsburgh, as President of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degree as it appears on your diploma, with all rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Division of Education. Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education. Bachelor of Arts in Early Childhood Education with Special Education. Bachelor of Science in Middle Level Education. Bachelor of Arts in Middle Level Education with Special Education. Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education. President Spector, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their division for the degree as announced. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts.
Acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pittsburgh, as President of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree or the Bachelor of Arts degree as it appears on your diploma, with all rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Division of Natural Sciences. Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. Bachelor of Science in Biology. Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Bachelor of Science in Psychology. President Spector, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their division for the degree as announced. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree Bachelor of Science.
Acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pittsburgh, as President of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree as it appears on your diploma with all rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Division of Engineering and Computer Science. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering Technology. Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering Technology. Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering Technology. Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering Technology. President Spector, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their division for the degree as announced. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree Bachelor of Science.
Acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pittsburgh, as President of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree as it appears on your diploma with all rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Division of Humanities. Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Bachelor of Arts in English Literature. Bachelor of Arts in Humanities. Bachelor of Arts in Journalism. Bachelor of Arts in Multimedia and Digital Culture. Bachelor of Arts in Theater Arts. Bachelor of Arts in Writing. President Spector, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their division for the degree as announced. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree Bachelor of Arts.
Acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pittsburgh, as President of the University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree as it appears on your diploma with all rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Division of Social Sciences. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies. Bachelor of Arts in Geography. Bachelor of Arts in History. Bachelor of Arts in Justice Administration and Criminology. Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. President Spector, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their division for the degree as announced. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree Bachelor of Arts.
Acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pittsburgh, as President of the University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree as it appears on your diploma, with all rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Division of Nursing and Health Sciences and University of Pittsburgh School of Nursing. Bachelor of Science in Nursing. President Spector, it is my pleasure to present these students upon whom the Chancellor of the University of Pittsburgh has conferred the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Acting on behalf of the Chancellor and the Provost of the University of Pittsburgh, I congratulate you on completion and conferral of the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Bachelor of Science in Healthcare, Associate of Science in Respiratory Care. President Spector, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their division for the degree as announced. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree Bachelor of Science or Associate of Science.
Acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pittsburgh, as President of the University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree or the Associate of Science degree as it appears on your diploma, with all rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Graduates, please stand. As graduates of the University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown, really as graduates of the University of Pittsburgh, which is what you are of the entire Hail to Pitt, University of Pittsburgh, you may now move your tassels, as is the custom, from the right side to the left side and join the Academy of Learned People. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I want to take a moment to recognize the academic leaders who are the equivalent of the deans of colleges. We call them division chairs. Dr. Zahochak, Education. Dr. Jerry Samples, Engineering and Computer Science. Dr. Michael Stoneham, Humanities. Dr. Stephen Stern, Natural Sciences. Dr. Janet Grady, in her other capacity, the Chair of Nursing and Health Sciences. Dr. Ray Rabley, the Social Sciences and Business Enterprise Chair. And I want to briefly recognize the members of the President's Cabinet who are here. Thank you all for coming. And last but not least, the chair of the board of the board of advisors of the University at Pittsburgh-Johnstown, Chairman Mr. Thomas Ketz, President and CEO of Winber Hospital and Winber Research Institute. Mr. Kurtz, thank you. We will now have the presentation of diplomas to the graduates. Dr. Stephen Kilpatrick, Associate Professor of Biology and Interim Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, will announce the graduates as they come forward to receive their diplomas.
Dr. Spector, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduates in the Division of Business and Enterprise. Christina Renee Albright, Marketing, cum laude. Jacob Albert Apicella, Information Systems. Crystal Brittany Bart, Marketing. Maxwell Alexander Barone, Marketing. Emily E. Bevan, Marketing. Jacob Nicholas Bevan, Marketing. Alec Jeffrey Biter, Information Systems. Sylvia Blake, Finance. Milton William Brendel, Management, College Scholar, summa cum laude. Alexander Michael Bernstein, Information Systems. Nathan Anthony Carota, Accounting. Kia Charisse Clayton, Marketing, College Scholar, cum laude. Sarah Amelia Conti, Accounting, College Scholar, summa cum laude. Gabrielle Louise Craighead, Finance. Eason Dale, Marketing, Accounting, Finance, and Information Systems, College Scholar, summa cum laude. John P. Dicey, Management. Hannah Mae Dixon, Management. Gianna M. Domenico, Management. Ryan Michael Dunn, Finance. Dominic Timothy Epley, Marketing. Zachary Thomas Etor, Management, magna cum laude. Yan Ji Fan, Accounting. Michael Fegula, Marketing. Tiffany M. Forney, Accounting, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Caitlin Shelby Gannon, Marketing. Kyle Alexander Geller, Finance. Michael Griffin Gerger, Information Systems. Darren Ray Geip, Finance. Nicholas Jurich, Marketing. Sonota D. Griffin, Information Systems. Cecily Nicole Gummo, Accounting and Finance, cum laude. Eric Matthew Mark Hood, Management. Jacob Daniel Hostetler, Marketing. Brennan Joseph Illig, Accounting, magna cum laude. Devin William Jackson, Management. Alexis Emma Kaufman, Accounting and Finance, magna cum laude. Zachary John Kautzman, Accounting and Management, cum laude. Thomas Joseph Kalseski Jr., Finance. Caleb Eric Key, Economics. Orlando Zapata King Jr., Management. Kaylee M. Kreiner, Marketing with a minor in Communication. Alyssa Joan Kubler, Accounting and Finance, cum laude. Giuseppe G. Lazaro, Information Systems. Jenna Nicole Likes, Information Systems. Grace Tay Lim, Marketing. Trenton Lee Martin, Accounting. Aaron Joel Miller, Marketing. Stephen John Miller, Accounting. Tajay B. Mitchell Scott, Accounting. Kay Elaine Morris, Marketing, College Scholar, magna cum laude. Emily Shea Noggle, Finance, College Scholar, cum laude. Clay Andrew Patrick, Marketing. Heather Nicole Painter, Management. Emily A. Pennell, Accounting. Brendan Michael Pratt, Economics. Luciano Nicola Pugliano, Marketing. Mason James Schmucker, Marketing. Hongri Shan, Information Systems, magna cum laude. Sarah Cohen Shuba, Accounting, cum laude. Alexander Robert Sobecki, Self-Design. Taylor A. Somerville, Accounting, cum laude. Austin William Tibbett, Management, cum laude. Sina Toomkor, Information Systems and Marketing, College Scholar, cum laude. Her diploma is being presented by her father, Dr. Sardar Toomkor, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering here at Pitt-Johnstown. Derek Joseph Fogelman, Marketing. Matthew Joseph Wardlaw, Marketing. Abigail Watson, Management, cum laude. Mackenzie Lynn White, Management, cum laude. Jacob Allen Wilt, Finance. Nicholas Wolf, Information Systems. Dayin Yoon, Accounting and Finance. Graydon D. Zagorak, Business. Dr. Spector, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduates in the Division of Education. Clara Jane Barnes, Early Childhood Education with Special Education, cum laude. Brittany Nicole Bowers, Early Childhood Education, magna cum laude. Alexis Page Brink, Middle Level Education with Special Education. Amber Ann Busick, Early Childhood Education, cum laude. Mariah Christine Butchko, Early Childhood Education with Special Education, cum laude. Logan Matthew Coral, Early Childhood Education, cum laude. Amanda Joyce Deasy, Early Childhood Education with Special Education, summa cum laude. Ashley Nicole Dick, Secondary Education, College Scholar, summa cum laude. Emily Marie Uton, Early Childhood Education with Special Education, minor in Psychology, magna cum laude. Olivia Rose Fayad, secondary education English, college scholar, summa cum laude. Eric Matthew Ford, middle level education mathematics, cum laude. Zachary Paul Gossard, early childhood education, magna cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Grippo, early childhood education with special education, magna cum laude. Kylie Ann Hogan, secondary education in biology, cum laude. Kara Danielle Kern, early childhood education with special education, cum laude. Jeffrey Michael Coleni, early childhood education with special education, summa cum laude. Andrea Grace Kowalski, secondary education. Carla A. Luprek, early childhood education, cum laude. Patrick W. Mauney, secondary education, cum laude. Olivia K. McCabe, early childhood education. Kiri Cheyenne McCoy, early childhood education, magna cum laude. Hannah Dawn Miller, early childhood education with special education, college scholar, summa cum laude. Victoria Ann Moreland, secondary education, college scholar, summa cum laude. Carissa M. Undesco, secondary education English, cum laude. Evan John Overly, secondary education, social studies, cum laude. Christy Judith Poloski, secondary education, mathematics. Paige Lorraine Prebahala, early childhood education with special education, summa cum laude. Kirsten Brianne Pyle, early childhood education, magna cum laude. Kristen Noel Rogers, secondary education in mathematics, cum laude. Mervyn Nicole Shriver, early childhood education with special education, summa cum laude. Christy Lynn Speranza, middle level education, cum laude. Caitlin Rose Stifler, secondary education, mathematics, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Amanda Jean Stoudnauer, early childhood education with special education, cum laude. Taylor Alyssa Tringer, early childhood education, college scholar, magna cum laude. Bradley J. Walker, middle level education, college scholar, magna cum laude. Carolyn Marie Zeiss, secondary education, summa cum laude. Dr. Spector, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduates in the Division of Natural Sciences. Samantha Rose Albert, biology, minor in French. Julie Marie Antonetti, psychology, cum laude. Jeremy Dallas Barber, psychology. Smit Bhimani, biology and biochemistry, cum laude. Geneva Olivia Bolger, psychology. Maura Jane Braille, biology. Sharon Elizabeth Briner, biology. Olivia A. Burke, psychology, magna cum laude. Morgan Nicole Cannon, psychology, summa cum laude. Noah Scott Klein, biochemistry and biology, President's Scholar, magna cum laude. Trista Leanne Corey, psychology and political science. Kirsten Ann Crowley, biology, magna cum laude. Ryan J. Daly, biochemistry. Rachel Marie Dickham, biochemistry and biology, college scholar, President's Scholar, magna cum laude. Alyssa Rebecca Dively, psychology, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Eckley, biology, college scholar, magna cum laude. Cherie Danielle Elgin, biology, college scholar, summa cum laude. Xavier Fagello, psychology. Kelsey L. Feeney, biology. Brian Matthew Ferranti, biology, cum laude. Martina B. Flanagan, psychology. Delaney Ann Fleming, biology, cum laude. Victoria Alana Fogel, psychology. Samantha M. Fry, psychology. Jacob Tyler Gelsinger, biochemistry, cum laude. Angeline Givens, psychology. Morgan Gleixner, psychology, magna cum laude. Dominic James Grasso, mathematics and secondary education, magna cum laude. Courtney Marie Gregus, psychology. Bryce Palmer Griffey, biology, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Hamanko, psychology. Kristen Haight, biology. Luke Benjamin Hobson, biology, cum laude. Nicholas Todd Hyde, biology. Dominique Christina Jefferson, biology. Matthew Francis Karlheim, biology, magna cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Costin, biology and secondary education, college scholar, cum laude. Hannah Jane Kramer, psychology. Megan Elizabeth Krauschar, psychology. Alexander Michael Kryak, biology and biochemistry, magna cum laude. Becca Ann Labar, psychology, president's scholar, summa cum laude. Leanne Allison Wagon Lapiton, biochemistry. Alyssa Nicole Larison, psychology. Andrew Mark Layton, self-design. Shuying Li, mathematics, college scholar, president's scholar, university scholar, summa cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Lippincott, biology, college scholar, president's scholar, magna cum laude. Kimberly Millicent Mabon, mathematics and computer science, summa cum laude. Nicole Eileen Maramonti, psychology, magna cum laude. Connor McClelland Maroney, mathematics. Cassandra Renee Matthews, psychology, justice administration, and criminology minor, college scholar, cum laude. Lindsay Marie McDivitt, biochemistry. Killian McNally, computer science and mathematics, president's scholar, magna cum laude. Thomas Dean Messer, psychology, cum laude. Lindsay Marie Michael, biology. Matthew Jared Mixich, biology. Abigail Faye Moran, biology, president's scholar, magna cum laude. Isaiah James Nanny, psychology. Laurel Ann Obarto, biology, cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Olzak, psychology, cum laude. Brandon Mackenzie Penrose, psychology. Emily Potter, psychology. Ethan John Qualters, psychology. Samantha Nicole Roberts, psychology, cum laude. Julie M. Salisbury, psychology, magna cum laude. Colby Ryan Schwilk, psychology. Romano Sebastiani, biology, president's scholar, summa cum laude. Alexia Faith Shank, biology, President's Scholar, magna cum laude. Gretchen Francis Shepard, psychology, magna cum laude. Ashley Jerilyn Shore, psychology, summa cum laude. Tulsi Shrivastava, mathematics and information systems, college scholar, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Ashley Marie Shriver, mathematics, college scholar, cum laude. Ian Joseph Slivko, mathematics, cum laude. Owen Patrick Small, biology. Kayla Rose Soltis, psychology, college scholar, university scholar, summa cum laude. Kennedy Stewart, psychology. Elena Lee Thomas, biology. Patrick Paul Thomas, psychology. Alberto Mark Van Heck, biology. Alicia Simran Verk, psychology. Megan A. Wilson, biology. Alan Wong, biochemistry. Noah T. Yarton, mathematics, magna cum laude. Yi She, mathematics, summa cum laude. Dr. Spector, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduates in the Division of Engineering and Computer Science. Ziad Nabil Abu Issa, Civil Engineering Technology. Adam Joseph Apicella, Computer Science. Lee Virginia Apollonia, Computer Science and Mathematics, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Jake A. Arden, Civil Engineering, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Nicholas William Begonia, Computer Engineering, cum laude. Trevor James Belding, Computer Engineering. Douglas Edward Berkebile, Civil Engineering. Damon Adam Betleon, Mechanical Engineering, College Scholar, summa cum laude. Blake Evan Brendlinger, Electrical Engineering. Joseph Thomas Bumbaugh, Computer Science. Daniel Brian Cannon, Chemical Engineering. Nicholas Joseph Romano, Mechanical Engineering Technology. Elizabeth Jane Carlin, computer science. Ian M. Charney, mechanical engineering, cum laude. Robert Wesley Klein, computer engineering, college scholar, summa cum laude. Devonair Stephan Cook, civil engineering. Xavier Alexander Davis, computer science, magna cum laude. Brendan Paul Del Bianco, civil engineering, college scholar. Edward T. Deutsch IV, mechanical engineering technology, president's scholar. Laurel Donatelli, mechanical engineering technology. Joseph Michael Donahue, computer science, magna cum laude. Troy David Dunkel, civil engineering. Lucas Patrick Fetters, computer science, cum laude. Cara Danielle Finoli, chemical engineering, magna cum laude. Ramsey Jared Fitchko, computer engineering. Logan James Faulkner, computer science. James Edward Franciscus II, computer science. William John Franicola II, mechanical engineering, cum laude. John William Giffen IV, civil engineering. Benjamin Michael Haley, mechanical engineering. Justin Christopher Holby, computer engineering, magna cum laude. Kevin Charles Hostler, computer science. Dominic James Hauk, civil engineering, magna cum laude. Brian Lee Ehrig, mechanical engineering technology. Jonah Stone Lambie, civil engineering, cum laude. Rachel Lynn Logan, computer engineering, president's scholar, cum laude. Troy Luchow, civil engineering technology, cum laude. Alyssa Renee Minotti, civil engineering, cum laude. Nicholas Pacifico Marconi, computer science, magna cum laude. Skylar Jean Martz, mechanical engineering, cum laude. Heather Christine Matthews, mechanical engineering technology. Thomas James McArdle, mechanical engineering, magna cum laude. Matthew James Menser, mechanical engineering technology, cum laude. Ryan Alexander Miller, computer science. Marco Morocho, mechanical engineering. Rasan Dandre Mosley, civil engineering technology. Robert Russ Newsom, computer engineering. Kinabin D. Patel, computer science, magna cum laude. Anthony Dominic Pavia, computer science. Joseph B. Pavia, mechanical engineering technology. Brittany Nicole Perigo, mechanical engineering, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Jesse J. Phillips, computer science. Kyle Andrew Pittman, mechanical engineering, magna cum laude. Alexander Michael Pravlichak, electrical engineering, college scholar, cum laude. Eric Gregory Price, computer science. Justin Stephen Ramsdorfer, civil engineering technology with a minor in mathematics. Taisir Nalmreason, computer science. Adam David Radilla, mechanical engineering, college scholar, magna cum laude. Alexander Michael Roper, civil engineering, President's Scholar, magna cum laude. Zachary Thomas Russo, mechanical engineering. Zachary Edward Seenock, chemical engineering and chemistry, college scholar, magna cum laude. Christopher William Sheldon, computer science. Benjamin Franklin Sorbin, civil engineering. Jason Matthew Satoski, mechanical engineering. Rachel Ann Stockert, civil engineering technology, cum laude. Jacob Tyler Straw, mechanical engineering, magna cum laude. D'Artagnan J. Suchar, mechanical engineering technology. Daniel Lee Tomlinson, computer engineering. Claudia Reed Torillo, chemical engineering, magna cum laude. Bradley D. Trevorrow, computer science, college scholar, university scholar, summa cum laude. Stephen M. Ulassen, electrical engineering technology. Garrett Jeffrey Varner, civil engineering, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Anthony J. Verno, civil engineering. Brian E. Wells, computer engineering. Richard William Walford, computer science, summa cum laude. Christy Lynn Yennick, mechanical engineering. Christian Gabriel Yoder, civil engineering, college scholar, president's scholar, summa cum laude. Alex Zaman, civil engineering. Jacob Darren Zembauer, civil engineering, cum laude. Dr. Spector, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduates in the Division of Humanities. Lauren Marie Ackerman, communication. Reagan Antoinette Ashman, communication, college scholar, summa cum laude. Jacob Bocci, multimedia and digital culture, cum laude. Aaron Mairead White, theater arts and communications, college scholar, magna cum laude. Natasha Bazika, journalism. Benjamin Edward Berkebile, theater arts. Brianna Marie Berkebile, English literature, writing, and journalism, college scholar, magna cum laude. John Barrett Fornoff, art history, thematic cluster, cum laude. Joshua Patrick Calandrella, English literature, cum laude. Mariah Lynn Charlesworth, communication. Alexandra Claire Douglas, writing, cum laude. Her diploma is being presented by her mother, Miss Kimberly Douglas, Coordinator of English Composition and ESL Studies here at Pitt-Johnstown. Chelsea Jo Fernari, multimedia and digital culture. Micah Hobson, communication. Wanda Ickes, communication. Maria Colleen La Rotonda, writing and English literature, college scholar, cum laude. Kendall Ray Mahoney, communication. Kate Lauren Markham, communication, cum laude. Her diploma is being presented by her mother, Miss Grace Markham, part-time marketing instructor here at Pitt-Johnstown. Ryan Edward McFarland, communication, cum laude. Sausan Meher Murad, English literature, summa cum laude. Her diploma is being presented by her father, Dr. Meher Murad, Associate Professor of Civil Engineering here at Pitt-Johnstown. Hunter Rose Myers, communication, magna cum laude. Jessica Marie Newmer, communication and theater arts. Joshua Matthew Pierce, Multimedia and Digital Culture. Amanda E. Potts, Communication and Multimedia and Digital Culture, cum laude. Bradley Martin Rosimus, Journalism, College Scholar. James Michael Saporito, Communication, magna cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Saxman, Writing. Katie Cedar, Communication. Rachel Marie Schaefer, Communication. Patrick James Stahl, triple major in Multimedia and Digital Culture, Humanities and Writing. College Scholar, President's Scholar, University Scholar, summa cum laude. Adil Siraj Tanvir, Communication. Molly Ann Verostic, English Literature, College Scholar, summa cum laude. Dr. Spector, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduates in the Division of Social Sciences. Paige Rose Bogesdorfer, Justice Administration and Criminology. Lori Ann Bombach, Geography. James Joseph Boriello, Geography. Rachel Marion Brandt, Justice Administration and Criminology. Her diploma is being presented by her mother, Ms. Joanne Brandt, Administrative Assistant for the Office of Health and Counseling here at Pitt-Johnstown. Olivia Lauren Bridges, Sociology, magna cum laude. Dakota Raymond Byers, Justice Administration and Criminology. Catherine Susanna Castillo, Political Science and History. Dale A. Clancy, Jr., Justice Administration and Criminology. Austin J. Dannell, Environmental Studies and Geography, cum laude. Stephen Thomas Edwards, Justice Administration and Criminology. Corey Joseph Falleroni, Justice Administration and Criminology. Benjamin James Foose, Justice Administration and Criminology. Tyler Allen Gross, History. Emma Estelle Hunt, Justice Administration and Criminology. Matthew Gregory Innes, Geography, College Scholar, cum laude. Hunter James Kowalski, Political Science and Sociology, College Scholar, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Zachary D. Lee, Geography. Sophia Lewis, Political Science. Byron Scott Lovell, Political Science and History. Caitlin Margaret Mangus, History and Sociology, cum laude. Dominic Nicholas Marini, Justice Administration and Criminology, cum laude. Matthew Justin Nace, Political Science and History, President's Scholar, magna cum laude. Samuel Jackson Miller, Political Science, President's Scholar. Paige C. Need, Political Science. Zachary R. Ramsdorfer, Self-Design. Caitlin Nicole Rowland, History. Jacob Robert Scrimmager, Sociology, College Scholar, magna cum laude. Haley Jane Cisak, Environmental Studies and Geography, College Scholar, President's Scholar, summa cum laude. Jeremy Scott Schaefer, Geography. Corey J. Snook, Environmental Sciences. Brennan T. Stifler, Justice Administration and Criminology. Catherine N. Stofko, Sociology. Jenna Leanne Thays, Sociology. Paige Amanda Torchio, Geography with a minor in Political Science, College Scholar. Patrick William Troy, Political Science and History, summa cum laude. Kirsten Ann Ward, Justice Administration and Criminology and Sociology, cum laude. Brianna Lynn Workman, Social Sciences. Dr. Spector, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduates in the Division of Nursing and Health Sciences. Haley Abritis, Nursing, College Scholar, magna cum laude. Shauna Bartkins, Nursing, cum laude. Michaela Berdovich, Nursing. Stephanie Bonga, Nursing, cum laude. Danielle Campbell, Nursing, cum laude. Jacob Crumling, Nursing, President's Scholar, cum laude. Megan Dieter, Nursing, College Scholar, President's Scholar, magna cum laude. Camille Dvorsky, Nursing. Taylor Edmiston, nursing. Carrie Faychak, nursing, cum laude. Cheyenne Fozzie, nursing, cum laude. Brianna Fisher, nursing. Rachel Fleming, nursing. Meredith Klein, nursing, cum laude. Michaela Cheyenne Lumen, nursing, cum laude. Cassidy Lewis, nursing. Jessica Mardini, nursing, cum laude. Stephen McKay, nursing, cum laude. Kayla McQuaid, nursing. Amanda Jane Miller, nursing, college scholar, summa cum laude. Kaylee Madar, nursing. Natalie Poliski, nursing, cum laude. Kelsey Robbins, nursing, cum laude. Matthew Rowland, nursing. Chloe Salvatore, nursing. Stephanie Smith, nursing. John Stoltenberg, nursing. Haley Swift, nursing, cum laude. Sonia Tercier, nursing, cum laude. Molly Ware, nursing. Bryony Bauman, healthcare. Allison Elizabeth Becker, healthcare. Brandon Tyler Bodis, healthcare and respiratory care, college scholar. Brittany Marie Ford, healthcare. Bethany Marie Gray, healthcare. Chelsea Lynn Johnson, healthcare and surgical technology. Melina Kellerman, healthcare and surgical technology, cum laude. Savannah Lee Nod McCauley, healthcare and surgical technology. Jasmine Evelyn Penn, healthcare and surgical technology. Lauren Alexandra Stupar. Healthcare and Respiratory Care. Ty Scott Treaster, Healthcare and Respiratory Care. Madison Carol Wisniewski, Healthcare and Surgical Technology. Abigail Marie Witkowski, Healthcare and Respiratory Care. Ian Richard Flick, Respiratory Care. Courtney Rose McMahon, Respiratory Care. Tiara Marietta Red, Respiratory Care. Madison Rose Thomas, Respiratory Care. Tiaja Marie Thorne, Respiratory Care.
It's time to get a word of appreciation from the Alumni Association Board Treasurer, Mr. Doug Legny, and let us also take a moment again to celebrate the graduates. Mr. Legny.
Thank you, Dr. Spector, faculty, staff, family, and friends of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown. Wow, what an honor it is to stand here in front of everyone and in front of our future leaders as you close this chapter of your lives and begin a new journey. As quoted by Leonard Sweet, the future is not something we enter, the future is something that we create. I hope that as you leave Pitt-Johnstown, you take many fond memories with you. This has been your second home for the last few years, as well as the place you chose to achieve your life's goals. Not only is this an exceptional educational institution, it's a place where your professors know you by name, your friends are forever, and it almost always snows. When we look at the world that we live in today, it's very difficult to find a good investment. The degree that you take with you today is one of the best investments that you'll ever make in your life. Your education will remain with you throughout your life and pay lasting dividends to you and society. Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow brings to the people who prepare for it today, as quoted by Malcolm X. With a degree from Pitt-Johnstown, you're armed with the tools to take on the real world. It's your time to show the world that you're mountain cat proud. And proud to be a role model, an inspiration, and a mentor to your future generations. As Tom Brokaw stated, you are educated, you are certified, and it is your degree. Think of it as a ticket to your good life, but I would like to challenge you. Think of the challenge as you are a change agent for the world. As you maneuver through life's twists and turns, you will be faced with many choices, challenges, sorrows, and joys. No matter what road, where life takes you, whether you're a teacher, an accountant, an engineer, or a social worker, one constant will always remain. You will always be part of the Pitt-Johnstown family. Our alumni can be found throughout the United States and throughout the world. One of the main goals of the Pitt-Johnstown Alumni Association is to help you stay connected with fellow graduates, as well as others who have walked this stage. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success, as quoted by Napoleon Hill, and we do wish you much success in your future. Now that you are part of the Alumni Association, we hope you will come back, not as a student, but as alumni. On behalf of the Pitt-Johnstown Alumni Association, welcome to our alumni family, and congratulations again, class of 2019. We wish you the best of luck.
So we are coming to the end of the road, and the end of the road is always a beginning. And today, class of 2019, your faculty have imparted a lot of wisdom over the years. The staff of the university, and let's hear it for the staff of the university has supported you. Your family and loved ones and circle of friends and all the relationships that constitute the network and fabric of life have helped you get here today. And so let's take a moment to celebrate the family, the parents, the friends, the loved ones, brothers and sisters, uncles, aunts, the whole circle of friends that helped you get here today to this success. Thank you, parents and friends. There was a lot of talk about preparation. When you got here, we talked about readiness for the real world, get ready for the real world. We talked about becoming involved in your campus life, in the collegiate experience. And at my welcome address, we talked about we do not like people who are bystanders in life, who act as if they have nothing to do with the scene, who stand aside. We like those who get involved, who get engaged, who want to be part of the difference that they aspire to experience in our world. Those were not slogans, because over the years, we have watched you, your faculty has nurtured you, and I hear all kinds of accolades and awards and distinctions attained. So quite clearly, you met the test of readiness, of being involved in student life, over 100 clubs and organizations, internships, etc. And over the years, you participated in service activities in the Johnstown community, on campus, groups like Habitat for Humanity, who bring attention to issues of homelessness and the importance of suitable housing for so many in the world. You raised our conscience, or at least pricked our conscience on questions of poverty, of discrimination on all sorts of grounds. You inspired us as you participated in democracy by registering to vote in record numbers, by going to the voting booth and casting your vote, and taking those first major steps towards becoming an active citizen who is going to go into our communities to help build a better world. Our distinguished guest, Mr. Epstein, sort of laid out that roadmap, or if you will, that sense of how the future could unfold if you're ready. And at the University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown, we talk about our programs being grounded in a liberal education. The importance of being well-rounded, the importance of learning as a preparation for life, but not just for a degree, really. The importance of learning how to learn, of joining the Academy of Learned Persons so you could continue and pursue lifelong learning. So that's what we're celebrating today. In some ways, your diplomas are more accurately Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts for lifelong learning, not for the past accomplishments. Yes, they're impressive. Summa cum laude, magna cum laude, all sorts of cum laude. But the fundamental distinction of a university education is that appetite for more knowledge, that thirst for more learning. And I hope that today, that is what you take out of this. Especially when you think about what David talked about in terms of a world of greater complexity, of more and more the prevalence of artificial intelligence, of robots, of computers. At some level, the best preparation for that world is really an education that's grounded in the liberal arts and sciences, that has prepared you to think, to reflect, and that's the word he used, to reflect critically, introspectively, to keep questioning, to grapple with contentious questions, to refuse to settle for easy answers. And easy answers, let me tell you, are seductive. They don't require much effort. Someone says, just black and white, choose one side. What I hope, what I dream for you is that the education that you have obtained at this institution puts you at that position where you could engage in the kind of deep critical reflection, introspection about those complex questions, grapple with them, and do not settle for the easy answers that many merchants of snake oil would sell to you, and they will tell you, no, because you are a learned person, what is asked of you is not knowing a lot of facts. That's nice, but that's not really that important. What is asked of you is to take this mind that has been nurtured and nourished, the software that is in your brain, to use it, to keep using it. Folks who study brain health, incidentally, tell folks if you do not use your brain, you will lose it. Use it or lose it is a popular phrase that neurologists use. The virtue, the singular virtue of a college education is not so much that it gives you a pathway to a great job. I hope you all get great jobs and make lots of money and make lots of donations to the Alumni Association. And also repay your parents, send them on vacation to some place, right, on a cruise or something of that sort. Parents, you gonna like that? Yeah, they should do. But the singular distinction of having that education is not the material rewards that will come with it, and I hope they do. There's nothing wrong with material rewards. But it's that enlightenment, and that's an old word, an enlightenment. An old word, reason. Enlightenment, reason, reflection. That will be needed more so than ever in a world of great complexity, as we heard. David talked about you got to assess the unusual. Take your knowledge and apply it to unusual situations. Very important, because what you will face, more likely face, going forward are many unusual situations. The sorts of situations that Frances Hasselbein confronted, where she adapted, where she rolled with the punches, where she was able to, even at 100 years old, continue that culture of inquiry and learning well past a century. Throughout the years, we always hope that our students would typify those values that we talked about, whether it's the critical thinking and readiness, involvement, engagement. And every now and then, one or two students, either in the course of my day or someone brings them to my attention, they stand out. So for example, we have Mr. Hunter Kowalski graduating today. Hunter is graduating with a degree in political science and sociology, but in the spirit of a Pitt-Johnstown education, he just did not stop with the theory. He moved to participate in internships in the community. He was selected as the first John P. Murtha Center Fellow. He worked with the city manager. He shadowed one of our local representatives. And very shortly, Hunter will be attending the College of William and Mary School of Law, where he has been awarded a scholarship, $40,000 for each of the 3 years. Let's say congratulations to Hunter. That world that Mr. Epstein described, where a lot more computers, information systems, data will become important, is being shaped by many of our students in the business and enterprise area, students in engineering and nursing, across the board in multimedia. And today, graduating among you is one student who completed a degree in information systems and math and combined it with marketing. On top of that, she did an internship again in the community. You see a theme here, folks doing internships, getting practical experience. Worked with a local software developer, problem solutions. Did undergraduate research in applied statistics. And as of now, Tulsi Srivastava is also planning a career in software development and data analytics to shape that world that Mr. Epstein described. Let's hear it for Tulsi. And many other students. These are just examples. And by the way, I should tell you, Tulsi does a mean Bollywood dance. You have to see it to believe. It's just amazing. Our students are not just classroom bound, they spend a lot of time in college athletics. And unlike many schools where college athletics takes such a major space that sometimes dwarfs academics, here our college athletes are some of our best students, and they show great excellence in the classroom and on the playing fields. Kia Clayton, I just want to single out, just among all the many athletes, but Kia, hear this about Kia. She holds Pitt-Johnstown records in track and field for the long jump and the triple jump, and she broke a 17-year-old long jump record and has broken her own triple jump record 3 times. So do you congratulate yourself when you break your own record? Kia Clayton. She's a marketing major and has worked on many, many committees on and off campus, including the NCAA Student Athlete Advisory Committee and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Continue again on those examples, and these are just examples, folks, that came to my attention, that typify, that exemplify, these are exemplars of the student body. So, think about for a moment that you're an undergraduate student and you spend your time in the residence hall and you think you don't have time, right? That's one of the issues I hear from students. I don't have enough time. But think about what Wanda Ickes, how Wanda Ickes used her time here. Do you all know Wanda? Please, could you stand, Wanda? All right. She's back there. Wanda, Miss Ickes, is a military caregiver of national distinction. She has achieved distinction as a caregiver. Yes, it's all right to applaud, folks. It is really. Wanda's work on behalf of her husband, Sam, a former U.S. Army Ranger, has earned her national recognition and an opportunity to speak to the United States Congress and to advocate for veterans' support. She was presented with a scholarship from the Rosalind Carter Institute for Caregiving by former First Lady Rosalind Carter. She was named a Pennsylvania Dole Fellow of the Elizabeth Dole Foundation. She used that platform to promote legislation to support our military veterans and caregivers. Today, we celebrate not just Ms. Wanda Ickes, but her husband, a veteran, and all the veterans amongst us. Let us recognize them, please. Going to school is tough enough if you're just taking care of yourself, but sometimes we have what I call non-traditional students graduate. Maria La Rotonda is a wife and a mother of 3. But that's not all. In the spirit of lifelong learning, she came back to complete her undergraduate degree after serving 4 years in the Marines and living as a Marine surgeon. Let's hear it from Maria La Rotonda. There are so many people to recognize, but I always like to recognize members of the dance ensemble. I'm a sort of unofficial member of the dance ensemble. And graduating today are several members of the dance ensemble. And one of them stands out just again. Reagan Ashman is graduating. Reagan has been on the dean's list, served in various sororities, honor societies, served as an RA, mentored undeclared students, and has been accepted into Northwest University. Now, I'm ending with Reagan because Reagan's sister graduated last year, and she's here today. I know you're here, Reagan. Yes. And last year, we celebrated with her famous, all right, you got to teach them now. So folks, remember, you can hear her, she's there. Come on, Reagan. All right, so how do we do it? All right, graduates, stand. We're going to do a little dance. Is that okay? So you lead the dance. Come on, you want to lead it? All right, are we doing you? All right, let's do that. One more time. Come on, folks, you're ready for the real world. Act like it. Let's hear it. One more time. One more time. Congratulations, class of 2019. Wish you all the best and come back and see us. Congratulations.
Please remain standing and join in the singing of the Alma Mater, which will be led by Ms. Erin White.
Alma mater, wise and glorious.
A reception will take place following these proceedings in the Wellness Center. Divisional signs are hung from above if you are interested in gathering with others from within your division. The recessional will conclude our 47th commencement exercise. The audience is requested, however, to remain in place until the procession of graduates is complete.
that time we did that war memorial thing down on the floor.
Goodness. Terrible. Down at the war memorial.
What did they do?
They put us on the floor right by the entrance. All these people were walking right in.
Really knocking our stands.
Knocking our stands.
Check. Hello. Hey, you. Ooh.
Congratulations, everybody.
I see Lord.